Hello, good afternoon and welcome to Anfield for live coverage, live commentary of Liverpool against Manchester City from Anfield. And what a game it may well prove to be. They're just waiting. We're about 7 minutes away from kick-off here at Anfield. We've already had two explosive games this weekend, with Burnley drawing 1-1 with Huddersfield, and then yesterday that thrilling comeback by Manchester United at Old Trafford. Today we're at Anfield to see another chapter in both these teams as the two main protagonists for the Premier League title go head to head in a real battle royale at the top of the Premier League. Chelsea have gone top with a win today. They beat Southampton very comfortably by 3-0. Arsenal stuck 5 in past Fulham. They won 5-1 earlier today, and it looks as if Umar Emery is now getting his message across to the Arsenal players at the moment. So as I say, about 7 minutes away from kick-off, and we're all set to go. Here it's a bitterly cold afternoon here on Merseyside now, with the summer drawing to a close, and now we're coming towards autumn and winter. Let me go through the 2-11s for you. I'll bring you the substitutes in a little while, but this is the team news that I've got at the moment. Just to remind you, it's Alisson in goal, Gomez, Lovren, Van Dijk and Robertson at the back four. Milner, Henderson, Ronaldo will play, I think, as a midfield trio, and it's Mo Salah, Roberto Firmino and Sadio Mane up front for Liverpool. Manchester City, strongest possible line that they can muster is they can certainly have is Edison in goal, and then a back four of Walker, Stones, Laporte and Mendy. And then it's Bernardo Silva, Fernandinho, David Silva, Riyad Mahrez, Sergio Aguero and former Liverpool man Raheem Sterling. Referee today is Martin Atkinson of West Yorkshire. Incidentally, it was the fourth official at Turf Moor yesterday when he signified 8 minutes of stoppage time at the end of the Burnley Huddersfield fixture. Well, I've had my say on that, and that's that as far as I'm concerned now, done with. And of course, Burnley and Manchester City will win the next games coming up in a couple of weeks' time when we take an international break. This is our final commentary of the weekend, and of course we'll be taking a week off, taking next weekend off for an international break, with England in action in that ridiculous UEFA Nations Cup thing, which I think is an absolute Nations League thing, which I think is an absolute disgrace of an idea. Whoever thought that up really wants to have a look at themselves, because if it's to try and encourage competitive football, I'm not sure whether that was the right way of going about it. It's very complicated, the whole system, and I'm not even going to attempt to cover the tournament, because if I don't know too much about it, I'm certainly losing my patience with international football at the moment, and we'll concentrate on the qualifying games later on, and of course we'll concentrate on the actual competitions. But Anfield is rocking, Anfield is buzzing. We are awaiting the arrival of the two teams here. Pep Guardiola, who's never really got the better of Pep Guardiola too much, certainly in individual games, has won more trophies than his opponent today. He's won stacks of prizes compared to Jurgen Cup 3, which he won, of course, with Borussia Dortmund, 2 German Cups and a Bundesliga title in his days as Borussia Dortmund manager. Alisson Becker there in the yard shirts, and they're all wearing the tracksuit tops at the moment, revealing Liverpool, we can certainly say, will be playing in the famous red. It's a great atmosphere, and one that we'll be really looking forward to seeing here. So the teams are installed in the tunnel. We're all set to go. this could be an intriguing encounter. We're just waiting for referee Martin Atkinson to come across there. There's one assistant there I can see. But we're nearly all set now. Second linesman coming out there, and I think the referee's going to lead them onto the field now. And one or two of the Liverpool players will touch that famous old "This is Anfield" sign, possibly for good luck, as the teams emerge into a cauldron of noise here at Anfield, to the strains of "You Never Walk Alone," the well-known Liverpool theme song sung by Jerry Marsden and his pacemakers back in the early 60s. The Kop is awash with scarves and flags away to my right. It's like the old days at Anfield at the moment, it really is. And are they on for a title challenge? Well, we'll just have to wait and see. But I really do think that this could be Liverpool's year, the way they've been playing. Yes, Mo Salah hasn't hit the heights as a lot of people had expected, but he's only one goal behind his total at this stage last season, and I don't think that would be too much a concern. But they have been playing some good football. We last featured them in last week in that 1-1 draw where Sturridge hit that terrific equaliser, as described by Chris Whiteman, our commentator for that day. It's my turn to call the massive match here today, and it is a massive game, and I can't wait to get stuck into this 90-minute commentary, full match commentary of this game. I can't wait. The Sunday game live, and we're going to bring you the team news right now. So Liverpool, we're going to give you the whole team 11s again and the substitutes that we haven't brought you. So in case you've missed the team news, allow me to give it to you. So Liverpool will start with Alisson in goal. We think there's going to be a back four here with Joe Gomez, Dejan Lovren, Virgil van Dijk and Andrew Robertson across the back. So Gomez will play on the right side of midfield and right side of defence, and Robertson the left side of defence. I'm predicting it's a 4-3-3 here. So James Milner, Jordan Henderson and Gini Wijnaldum will play as the midfield trio, I believe, and then it's going to be three up front with Mo Salah, Mohamed Salah, Roberto Firmino and Sadio Mane. On the bench for Liverpool, you've got Mignolet, the goalkeeper, Fabinho, Keita, who's recovered from that injury he sustained against Napoli during the midweek in the Champions League, Daniel Sturridge, who's been in amongst the goals recently, and he hasn't specialised in tappings either. He's scored two cracking goals, one in the league and one in the League Cup, both against Chelsea. Shaqiri, Matip and Trent Alexander-Arnold. So Manchester City line up as follows. I think they're going to go back three here as the scarves are out here. You Never Walk Alone is being played. It's Edison in goal. I think it's going to be a back three here with Walker, Stones and Laporte. Then it's Mendy, Silva, Bernardo Silva, Fernandinho and David Silva, Riyad Mahrez and Sergio Aguero alongside Raheem Sterling. On the bench is Muric the keeper, Danilo, Vincent Kompany the club captain, Leroy Sané, Nicolas Otamendi, Gabriel Jesus and young starlet Phil Foden. And we're waiting to start the game. You Never Walk Alone, beaming around this fantastic venue, which is now gone up in capacity now with the building of that main stand, which is a fantastic spectacle, there's no doubt about it. It's like Anfield of old, this, and the Liverpool fans, some of the most passionate supporters in the country, and Manchester City as well. So we're all set to go then. Referee today for this crucial encounter. In fact, he was the fourth official at Turf Moor yesterday, Martin Atkinson of West Yorkshire, and it's going to be Sergio Aguero to get us underway. Kun Aguero he wears on his back, number 10. City in dark blue with white stripes, with yellow stripes across the shirts, and away we go then. Liverpool, need I tell you, all in red, and in the first half Manchester City will be attacking from right to left, so they're going to attack the Kop in the first half. 4-3 finished last year between these two sides in Liverpool's favour, and Liverpool have always had the Indian sign, certainly at Anfield against Manchester City. I think you have to go back to 1981, December time, 81, for the last Manchester City victory, although I could be wrong, but let me know if you can remember that. And the comment section is open for business. It's Liverpool against Manchester City, and here's Mo Salah on the far side for Liverpool, and the ball is knocked away here. Big atmosphere inside this fantastic venue, one of the great venues of English football. 18 times league champions Liverpool. I've had their trophy league haul overtaken by Manchester United in recent years, and are looking to win their first league championship since 1990 as the ball comes in towards Salah inside the penalty area. Liverpool looking to make a rapid start straight away, and here come Manchester City now looking to break out already now down the near side, and it's Kyle Walker bringing the ball forward, and an offside flag there up against Raheem Sterling, and out it is. In fact, it was Rio Mahrez who was tagged offside rather, and a free kick to Liverpool. And I don't think it's going to be 0-0 for too much longer. I don't think there's going to be goals in this game. I've got no doubts about this. And you look at the attacking intent of both sides, and the strength and depth of both sides. They've got strong benches as well. You got the likes of Jesus and Foden and Sane on Manchester City's bench, and then you got the likes of Keita and Sturridge and Shaqiri that can come on for Liverpool. City have drawn and won their last 5. Both teams unbeaten, incidentally, in the Premier League this season. Liverpool's only defeat, incidentally, was in the Carabao Cup game we covered against Chelsea when Eden Hazard scored a fantastic goal. Fantastic goal to win the game. Scored it at the Anfield Road end, where Liverpool are attacking it. It's Marnie now bringing it on. Milner, the former Manchester City player, checks back, and he's played the ball in there towards Marnie. Marnie turns, and again there was a couple of City defenders just battling up there, and Robertson plays the ball in, and the ball will break again for Bernardo Silva. Hooks that one forward, but it's going to be picked up by Van Dijk. The referee in fact has blown for a free kick, I think, presumably for offside, and it will be a free kick in fact to Manchester City. Well, this really has the hallmarks of an extraordinary good game here, and I really do think we're in for something special here today. I really do. Remember, our 2 commentary games yesterday at Turf Moor and Old Trafford produced a combined total of 7 goals. Goal action to bring you live here on this YouTube channel this afternoon. Our final game before the international break. We take a couple of weeks off, and then we'll be back in a couple of weeks time with some more live action, including Manchester City against Burnley, and then of course Liverpool of course will be in action away at Huddersfield Town. So he clubs it in and hits the shot with his left foot and just wide at the near post of Edison. Really good football this from Liverpool. Salah taking the ball there, played a lovely, well, it comes off a defender, and then Liverpool win the next ball, and then Salah does well to get behind the defender, gets his shot in, and in the end gets it wide of the goalkeeper Edison. But Liverpool here looking very, very positive in the opening exchanges. Here's Robertson now back to Lovren, and now here's James Milner. Hits a long ball forward up towards Mo Salah again. Out comes the goalkeeper, Firmino rather. Out comes Edison. It was at fault for Liverpool's 4th goal in the corresponding fixture last season. So we'll have to see what comes there. This is Robertson now to Jordan Henderson. And now a chance here for Mo Salah. Salah plays it back and tries to get a 1-2 going on that right hand side. The ball played back to Edison. It wasn't the best kick in the world, that, from Edison. And the ball is high in the air to be won, and Salah couldn't touch the ball because he was actually coming back from an offside position. Edison has it, plays it out to Stones, former Evertonian, and here's Kyle Walker. Kyle Walker gets it back. Now Stones again. Stones back to his goalkeeper Edison's. John Stones prepared to Nicholas Otamendi in defence this afternoon. 5 minutes gone here at Anfield. Liverpool 0, Manchester City 0. Mo Salah with the first real genuine chance of the match, which he lashed wide with his left foot against the right hand side netting of Edison's goal. And City now having a little bit of possession here in this opening stages of the game, looking to get into their stride. No dramas, I don't think, with the bus this time, as Salah goes on a break, plays it in there towards Manny. Manny's touch was a very dangerous one, a very poor one I should say. We did cover these two teams last year in the Champions League quarter-final first leg here, and Liverpool were just unbelievably unplayable that night in front of a rocking Anfield. The ball, little chip there towards Robertson. Can he keep it in play? The answer is yes. He's kept it in by the near corner quadrant on the right hand side. Back to Gigi Wijnaldum. Robertson offers a bit of an overlap, then back to Wijnaldum again. Liverpool playing some nice triangular passing, which is causing one or two problems here for Manchester City. And here's Mane in behind, and he's away from the defender. Mane to the byline, plays the ball back, and in the end City just about dealing with it, where Mo Salah was definitely lurking there. And Liverpool at the moment got City pinned in their own half, and it's 0-0. And here's Milner now, a little chip forward, and that's going to run dead into touch and behind for the goal kick to Manchester City. And City on the back foot here from the word go here. It looks like it to me. It's going to be a difficult afternoon here, one gets the feeling. City, as I said, don't do very well here at Anfield. Jordan is back. Hello to you, and it's good to have you back. And we're covering Liverpool a lot more this season. We've covered them about 3 or 4 times already in different competitions, and it's good to always have the Liverpool fans on board. We you know, great passionate supporters around the world, and well, we covered 2 teams that had real troubles, and that was Newcastle and Manchester United yesterday. And Newcastle will feel very hard done by that they let the 2-goal lead slip, as Raheem Sterling booed by the Liverpool fans who used to cheer his name, but he went, and they feel that he went to Manchester City purely and simply to earn more money, because they felt he wasn't ready to go to earn that money, because he needed to finish his football education there. I've been very well, Jordan, not too bad. I've still been buzzing around. I hope you've been listening from afar with the commentaries as well, but it's nice to have you back on board. I'm very well, and I'm really looking forward to bringing you this live match this afternoon, as Liverpool now come rounding down the near side, and Gomez plays it infield, and the chance now for James Milner to get possession, or rather it's going to be Virgil van Dijk rather. Now Milner has it on the left hand side, and then the ball back in field. Lovren touches it on to Henderson, now to Joe Gomez on the right hand side. 8 minutes gone, Liverpool 0, Manchester City 0 in the Premier League. The biggest, most attractive fixture certainly of the weekend, as Robertson goes in down the left hand side. First cross was blocked, and then behind for a corner, or is it a goal kick? He's given a goal kick in fact, and a little bit of respite here for Manchester City, who have been hemmed in here by Liverpool's daring and very, very attack-minded style of play. And in fact it is a corner. I thought it was a goal kick, but it is a corner in actual fact, so it is a Liverpool corner. So the big men, Lovren and Van Dijk, forward from the back. We're coming up to 9 minutes of the first half played. Milner swings the corner in right footer to test it there for Ederson, who catches under a little bit of pressure on the edge of his 6-yard box, and does really well and gives it in no trouble at all, and it remains 0-0. And it's been a enjoyable first half of entertaining football. Just need a goal. Jurgen Klopp. Oh, you just love what you could. I mean, you could just pan the camera on him for 90 minutes non-stop, and you wouldn't be bored with the entertainment. Pep Guardiola taking a more relaxed viewpoint of things. You know, his team are not really relaxed at the moment. They are under quite a lot of pressure as we've gone past the 9.5 minute mark here. 0-0 here in this massive match in the Premier League. Whoever wins today will take outright leadership away from Chelsea of the Premier League. Well, if they draw both, will keep their unbeaten records. But surely one unbeaten record must go today. And City were unbeaten from the start of the season until they went to Anfield last season and got absolutely thumped, although it was 4-3, but Liverpool thumped them for a good period of the match. And at the moment, Liverpool just slowing the pace down a little bit. Remember earlier today, Arsenal won 5-1 against Fulham, who my Emery side really coming back to their old ways, how they used to be in the early years under Wenger. And Gomez makes a break down the left hand side. Chelsea winning 3-0 at Southampton, which for the minute anyway takes them top of the Premier League temporarily for a couple of hours at least. And Liverpool meanwhile, once I was telling you that scoreline from St Mary's, they've got a corner here and a chance here for the former Southampton Joel van Dijk and Dejan Lovren to come up from the back here. And they've trotted it up there. Firmino's right in there too. So to his Sane. It's going to be a corner whipped in here by Milner, and he whips it in there towards the penalty area, and the ball was loose, and in the end and Liverpool head was on it, but the ball just bounced very favourably again for Ederson to pounce on it inside the 6-yard area. But James Milner there was another good out-swinging corner there. Lovren attacked it, but once again it's a really, really tough one. Completely unrelated, but do you know I'm 6'9"? I've no idea. I haven't got a foggiest idea, Jordan, I'm afraid. As here's Kyle Walker now taking possession. Remember now, Jordan, I don't think you know about this, but for every live match now, whoever's commentating, we have an hashtag. So if it's Russ Birding, it's RV Live. If it's Chris Whiteman, it's CW Live. And for me, it's JB Live. So put your comments and hashtag it. Oh, he's a rapper, is he? Well, I'm not very up with my modern music, I'm afraid, Jordan. I'm more a 1970s, 80s rock man and music man, I'm afraid. I like my music a bit more back in the 70s and 80s. I am a bit older, really. I'm 35. Going on 5 away from 40 years old. So at the moment though, it's 0-0 here in this big game here, the final match of the Premier League round. And yeah, we haven't heard that one for a bit, and I did apply for the BBC unfortunately for their new voices scheme, and do you know what they did, Jordan? They didn't even consider my application. I worked on it for a week and they snubbed me. I can't believe it. Who needs me for the BBC? You've got me here on this YouTube channel, and when I've got my loyal audience, that's all that matters. Anyway, here comes Manchester City charging forward, and it's Raheem Sterling on the far side. Sterling inside the area. Good skills by Raheem Sterling. Gets his shot in, deflected, I think, and it will be a corner to Manchester City, their first of the day. 13 minutes gone, and City yelled their first corner of the contest. Never watching BBC again. Oh, boy, have we missed you on these streams, Jordan. Boy, have we missed you. Right, anyway, back to the game. More important matters taking out here on the field here at Anfield, and a real test for Alisson Becker and his defence here as this corner comes in from the far side. It's a poor corner, really, and it comes out as far as Walker, who knocks the ball back in, and then Mendy tries to chip it forward, and the ball back out once again. JB for Sky. Yes, it could be Martin Tyler's replacement. Anyway, back to the game, and it's Henderson getting it forward towards Marcel, and he almost got on the end of that, and it needed an intervention from Sean Stones, the former Evertonian, to get in the way of that. And then when Salah looked as if he fouled his man, but he didn't, and it's Manchester City anyway have possession, and so I think Martin Atkinson was probably right not to blow up for a free kick there, but he has blown up for a free kick on the left hand side, and we're going to have a free kick situation here. It's is it number 20? 20 is Bernardo Silva that goes down there. Just having to check my commentary notes. So spent half an hour or so on doing the crib sheet before taking to the airwaves, and yes, JB for life. I love him. I absolutely love this geezer. I really do. Right. Anyway, not in a nice sort of way, you know, in a friendly sort of way. Anyway, back to the game, and it's number 22 here, Mendy carrying the fight, and he tries to play in David Silva, but the ball is too badly overhit, and it's forward towards goalkeeper Alisson Becker, who's been a revelation really since joining. I think he's added a bit more stability to the goalkeeping ranks at Anfield. Although he did make a mistake against Leicester in an earlier match, but it didn't matter because Liverpool did win that game. So it need not matter there, but as long as he doesn't make the simple mistakes like Karius made last year in the European Cup final, I think Liverpool will be okay. Meanwhile, it's Firmino on the ball now for Liverpool on the right hand side, and at the moment Liverpool looking the more confident and more accomplished team at the moment. Man City just retreating a little bit, being hemmed in a little bit on their own in their own half of the field. 16 minutes gone. As the little chip comes in there towards Mo Salah, and the goalkeeper comes out. Edison, lovely little chip ball through by Jordan Henderson through the middle towards the Man City penalty box, and in the end the goalkeeper was able to cut that out. 0-0, just in case you've tuned in late. One big outstanding chance fell to Mo Salah in about the 4th minute of the game, where he hit the left hand side netting of Edison. Apart from that, really, it's been very good, certainly good battles, but no clear cut opportunities so far. But as I say, still an intriguing encounter, but it's 0-0. It's 0-0 if you join me late. Join me late, and just to remind you that it's a very strong. Stones in for Otamendi is the major change at the back. Absolutely anonymous, the Manchester United fan, says key for any team away at Anfield to ride outside the storm early in the match. City are doing that so far. Well, they are, but you just get the feeling that Liverpool have that capacity, and they have done so many years against Manchester City, that they can wear them down. Pep Guardiola looking a lot more animated than he was when the camera panned to him about 4 or 5 minutes ago. Here's Mahrez now for City. I'm real surprised there. I thought Gabriel Jesus would have got the nod, or Leroy Sané, but he's gone with Riyad Mahrez today. Pep thinking that he might just do a job, and it was a struggle. I mean, I have to say, Jordan, absolutely honest, has actually been quite good. But we'll rake off a second because Walker plays the ball in, and it's hooked behind for a Liverpool corner, for a Manchester City corner. Rather, it comes off Virgil van Dijk, and now this will be a real test for Liverpool's defence here now. As the corner comes in, and Mahrez, really, that was very lazy. I mean, he was lucky there to win the throw-in. I mean, just lazy play there from the £60 million man. It really was. Needs to be better. Throw taken by him to Sterling. Sterling back to Mahrez. Now Bernardo Silva on the right-hand side. Bernardo goes in field. And at the moment, it's still 0-0. 23 goals in 129 games for Anfield. It hasn't scored against Liverpool in 8 appearances since joining from Liverpool at Manchester City. So at least Liverpool have kept him pretty quiet so far. 19 minutes gone. Liverpool 0, Manchester City 0 here in the big game, the final game of the weekend in the Premier League. It all started with that win for Brighton at the Amex last night on Friday night when they beat West Ham 1-0. Glenn Murray scoring again. Then yesterday we brought you 2 live commentary games, one from Turf Moor and the other from Old Trafford, and it had 7 goals in both games. 2 at Turf Moor with the game I covered, when Burnley were very, very disappointing, especially second half against Huddersfield Town, who deserved at least a point, maybe even 3. And then that topsy-turvy affair at Old Trafford when Manchester United were on the brink of complete collapse. 2-0 down at half time, could have gone 3-0 down if the referee had given a penalty, and meanwhile the ball played in, and it wasn't a very good and it could be a penalty here. City claim a penalty, not given. Well, it did look a penalty there. The referee's given a corner. Did look a top share. Liverpool made an absolute mess there. Gomez was there, Aguero, and Lovren actually pushed him, I felt. We certainly kicked the back of him. I thought that was a penalty to Manchester City, I've got to be honest. Martin Atkinson just gives a corner. Controversy here in the 21st minute of the game. In comes the corner, headed away by Mo Salah. Salah gets it back again. Mendy out to the far side. It's David Silva now who took the original corner, plays it in towards the back post where Aguero is waiting. Aguero picks the ball up, chips the ball into the penalty area, nodded away by Jordan Henderson. Now a chance now for Salah or for Mane to keep it in and play the ball across towards Salah on the right hand side. Salah went down there, and I think the referee's going to give the decision here, and the first yellow card is going to go to Bernardo Silva of Manchester City. And well, it's certainly been a real cagey. Well, that was an awful challenge, I have to say. It was poor. The ball had gone a good 5 or 6 seconds. I honestly think that's a penalty without being disrespectful. Rotherham was quite clumsy there. And Pep thinks that should have been a penalty. No movement though from Vincent Kompany. That's Alisson Becker in, to give him his full proper name. He's in an all yellow goalkeeping kit this afternoon. Alisson is in the green jerseys. At the moment it's 0-0, but a game full of incidents and talking points. Possible penalty that wasn't given for Manchester City there, but I really do think that this first half is building up, and I don't think a goal, I have to be honest, will be too far in coming. And I really do think that, without any doubt at all. And it's 0-0 here. And we have a real, I think we're going to have a real game here in prospect. I'm looking. I said I'd look forward to this, and boy are we looking forward to this now. 0-0 is the scoreline, and at the moment Bernardo is the first recipient of a yellow card. It is frustrating for Manchester City knowing that they're right, here's the penalty. I don't know, I'm not sure. I mean, it does look a bit from behind that challenge, and then City playing it across their own 6-yard area. That's rather a dangerous thing to do, really. We saw Arsenal get it almost completely wrong one week. I think it was incidentally against Manchester City on the opening day at the Emirates Stadium. Pedicecki back was the man who was the culprit that day. I don't understand why people like to play out from the back. A long ball forward again towards Firmino this time, and then the ball ushered back to goalkeeper Ederson. Ederson again just playing a little bit of chicken, but no Liverpool player within 10 yards there attempted even to try and close him down there. That was quite an amazing thing. As we've got Mahrez now on the right hand side for Manchester City, runs towards the penalty area. Still Riyad Mahrez. Now Bernardo Silva, the man who's just gone into the referee's notepad, and he turns and he finds Riyad Mahrez again, I should say. And now the ball is with Kyle Walker. Walker back to Bernardo Silva. Walker gets the ball back again. One of England's many heroes throughout the summer in that World Cup squad that gallantly came within about 20 minutes of reaching the World Cup final. Up against that could have gone through against the French. They lost, remember, in extra time to Croatia, rather cruelly, I felt, and I still maintain that to this day. We're past the halfway mark of the first half. Liverpool 0, Manchester City 0. The Sunday game live from Anfield, and here's Kyle Walker again. And at the moment it's just a game of keep ball here at the moment here in this boisterous Anfield crowd. As we approach 25 minutes of the first half, this is Walker now on the right hand side for Manchester City. 0-0 is the score, and here come John Stones. Now Laporte brings it out towards the far side, and Mendy's there on the far side. Checks, plays it in field, and then gives the ball away rather carelessly to Ronaldo, who absolutely stole that ball away. Well, Pep Guardiola and Jurgen Klopp, two of the most animated characters in football, just here in England, but in terms of world football. Ball back to Alisson, and Alisson with his right foot kicks it towards James Milner on the left hand side. Robertson will win the next one. I sure it must be a Liverpool throw. It came off Riyad Mahrez, and Liverpool were right to claim that, because it did clearly there on the near side come off Riyad Mahrez. Milner now trying to get something going here against his old team. Won a league championship with Manchester City. He won a couple of trophies with them. Won the FA Cup. I think he won the League Cup as well, James Milner. He's won all the domestic prizes with Manchester City. But the Holy Grail's always been the European Cup, where Manchester City, so much a talented team, but always flattered to deceive, even with Pep in charge. And Gomez has won the ball fairly there, and now a chance here for Manny on the halfway, turns, plays it to Henderson, and that's a poor ball by Jordan Henderson, never reaching Robertson in the month for Sundays on the left hand side. And in the end, Laporte now and Ronaldinho just playing some 1-2s just near the halfway line, and now the ball is spread out to the right hand side, and it's Riyad Mahrez now cutting in field for Manchester City, just having a little bit of time on the ball. The cross or the through ball was played, got a little deflection which favoured Alisson, and there's a Liverpool player gone down, and it's James Milner deep inside his own half here. The medical staff out there, the physios, used to be trainers in the olden days, 30-40 years ago. Gives the opportunity for the players that are not stricken to take fluids and plenty of energy drinks on board. Martin Atkinson a chance to conserve his energy. He's not a spring chicken at his age now. And it doesn't look as if Milner's going to continue, because Keita is going to come on now for Liverpool. So we're going to have the first substitution. It's an enforced one for Liverpool. So it's going to be Sami Keita here coming on. Of course, there's 7 substitutes, and 3 can come on and play. As the fields of Anfield ring around this fantastic old ground. A traditional football ground. Yes, it's been modernised for obvious reasons, but the atmosphere at Anfield never changes. 28.5 minutes gone. Still receiving treatment is James Milner. Nothing going on. He's up on his feet, but will be unable to continue. So looks like Keita will now take his place. He got injured himself in the game against Napoli. He landed very, very awkwardly on his back. But at the moment, he's fit enough now. He's going to get at least 60 minutes in this game. Keita now takes his place. And look at that nice touch there from Jurgen Klopp. Absolutely superb. That is the sort of manager he is, Jurgen Klopp. Will commiserate a player that's injured, commiserate a player that's had a bad game. And that's the sign of a good manager. That really is good. Absolutely none says unbelievable that Liverpool have picked Robertson from Hull for 11 million. What a signing has been. I have to say he's been the bargain possibly of all time as regards left backs are concerned. I couldn't believe that how big the fee, how small the fee was when Hull sold him. But the way that club is being run at the moment, Hull currently bottom of the Championship with 8 points, and Phil Duffin in talks there to buy the club from the Arams, who have really, apart from one major appearance at Wembley and a couple of promotions, haven't really done much else really in the time that they've had the football club. And of course there was that ill-fated name change to Hull City Tigers, which was never going to go down too well with the locals over in Humberside, was it? Anyway, back from Humberside to Merseyside, and that's where we are today. Half an hour played here in Anfield. It's Liverpool 0, Manchester City 0 in the Premier League here on the JB Clark YouTube channel. Our final game of the weekend, and then we'll have a week We'll have next weekend off, and we'll be back in 2 weeks' time for the return games. The return for another 2 games on Saturday. With me, it will be at the Etihad, where Manchester City will take on Burnley in the Clarence match live. Kick off at 3, and then later that afternoon then we go across from Manchester to Huddersfield and to Chris Whiteman, who will be bringing you full match commentary of Liverpool's next fixture, and that will be away, as I say, at Huddersfield with a kick-off of 5:30 p.m. So plenty of fantastic football coming your way in the next few weeks here on the JB Coyote YouTube channel, and we've had many games from different competitions, and we'll have all the big finals for you in the latter stages of the season. And then once the actual Euro qualifiers take shape, we'll be bringing you some of those as well. We're not bringing you any coverage from the Nations League, purely and simply because of its complications. So there's no much point in us doing that game, and I don't really like the format for that, so we'll stick to club football from now on in. At the moment, in this very big game at the moment in the top of the Premier League, a win for either side will see them lead the Premier League outright. At the moment it's being led by Chelsea after they won very convincingly at Southampton by 3-0. Southampton will be looking over their shoulders as well as Mo Salah goes on the chase, but Laporte across, and then City get the decision to the sheer frustration of Roberto Firmino and the nearly 50,000 Liverpool fans who feel very hard done by. Laporte made a good challenge there first time, and I don't know. I don't think it's a foul on Laporte. I think it's a coming together there. I think Firmino's got every right there to be a little bit miffed about that. It was certainly a decision from Mr. Atkinson that set nearly 50,000 Liverpool supporters inside the stadium at the moment. 0-0 still with just gone past 32.5 minutes here at Anfield in the big Sunday game live. And the ball back to Henderson, and Liverpool fans now booing, I think, the referee and Manchester City's tactics to play out from the back here. Here's Walker now in possession. Still 0-0 here at Anfield in a raucous atmosphere here. Now David Silva takes possession, tries to play a one ball over the top towards Riyad Mahrez, but it's been well cut out by Virgil van Dijk. The ball then back into midfield. That looked a foul there by Fernandinho on Mane, and a little bit of afters there. You can tell how much this game is riding on it for both teams. Passions in these sort of matches really do run high. Certainly a foul there on Mane. As we saw there, the little chip forward from Henderson. Mane and Fernandinho going toe to toe. And then, I just thought Fernandinho was going to push Mane in the face. And he was lucky there. He pulled his hand away at the last second, Fernandinho, because that could have been a real problem there for Man City, and I'm glad he thought better of it. He's only going to get a stiff talking to. Man City have won 4 straight league games with 3 consecutive clean sheets, but at the moment they are being tested here at Anfield, and any away team that goes to Anfield is always in for a complete test. There's never a quarter given here at this ground. Jurgen Klopp having plenty to say to the 4th official down on the near touch line. And passions now really are running high, even at this early stage of the season. I mean, we were only in early October, but you can see that these big head-to-head clashes are going to have so much bearing on it, and that's the important thing, I think, when you look at it logically. Throw into Manchester City, halfway inside their own half on the far side, and the throw-in took an age to be taken, and it angered one or two of the Liverpool fans. City get another throw from almost exactly the same spot, and once again Mendy will be the man to take it. Not got quite the trajectory that Philip Billing had at Turf Moor yesterday. And the Liverpool fans there telling the referee that he's nicking a few yards there. Now, I'm all for gamesmanship, but really, you want to have a fair dibs. It's got to be fair dibs all round. We're going to have fair play for everybody. The ball out of play again, and Mendy will take another throw, which is going to anger again the Liverpool fans over on that far side again. And Mendy will. Well, Mendy didn't try and nick a few yards that time. He's knocked the ball forward. And here's Sterling now. It's been given away here to Liverpool. Now then, they have a chance here to create something here. Keita now in midfield, and now he goes back. Virgil van Dijk has it 10 yards from halfway inside his own half. Keita now in towards Jordan Henderson, the captain of Liverpool, taking over from the icon that was Steven Gerrard, and then giving away again an opportunity here for City to come charging forward once again. This really is a real cat and mouse game as Aguero plays the ball back, and then the ball whipped in and it's cut out here, and Keita now finds Robertson, who then plays the ball back to Alisson, signed from Roma. Last 10 minutes, last 9 and a bit minutes in the first half. It's Lovren to Keita. Keita back to Alisson this time. Alisson, oh, just for a moment then, his first touch was very, very poor, but he got away with it. But it's still Man City keeping it in. Mahrez has kept that in well on the right hand side, and then the ball out there, and another decision that's angered Liverpool there. They felt it was a throw-in to them. Linesman's going it the other way. It's all kicking off here at Anfield. The noise is very, very raucous. But it allows City to have a little bit of possession. Laporte finding Stones, but it's 10 yards inside their own half. Now it's over the halfway line. It's Walker on the left-hand side. Back in field this time to Bernardo Silva, the only recipient so far of a yellow card. It's still amazingly here goalless, but it's so much tension, so much drama, so much everything riding on this game. Even at this early stage of the season, the team that wins it will have a huge psychological advantage going into the international break, knowing that a win here for either side will put them top. And Sterling is inside the area, in there towards David Silva. Silva tries to shoot, and it was a good block there by Virgil van Dijk in the end. And City really did put a good move together here, and in the end Van Dijk did really well. Actually came off Silva last actually, so it should really in theory be a Liverpool goal kick, but it's the fourth City corner. Liverpool have had 2, so we've had 6 corners all in all with 38 minutes gone. It's David Silva to take it from the far side into the penalty area. It goes, headed back out. Mendy tries to head it back in. Might just come out to David Silva here on the far side. That looks offside to me. And I've got to say that indeed it is. And a few, well, I think ironic cheers from a good 50,000 Liverpool supporters shows what they thought of that offside decision. They haven't had the Robert agreeing with 1 or 2 of the decisions, but at the moment it's deadlocked between Jurgen and Pep's teams at the moment, with no goals to show for what we've seen of the game so far. This really is going to be a tough one here to call. Should also tell you also in the Championship that Sheffield Wednesday beat Bristol City, who are now on a real slide down the table after a very promising start there. So Lee Johnson could be a man under fire there, and considering the second of Steve Bruce from Aston Villa in midweek, when remember the game against Preston North End where he had a cabbage thrown at him from one of the Villa fans. I'm sure if the police have caught up to the cabbage thrower yet, but we'll find out in due course. 0-0 here in the big game here, but 39.5 minutes gone. A little chip forward towards Marnie, headed away there by Stones. Robertson wins the ball now for Liverpool. Goes past one man. Goes past Riyad Mahrez incidentally. Now tries to dummy a second. And in fact Bernardo now, who's got to be careful incidentally. He's on a yellow card. Stays on his feet very well. Silva takes possession. Finds Sergio Aguero. And he finds Riyad Mahrez down the right hand side. And Mahrez will keep it in on the right. It's faced by 2 red shirts though, who come back and converge on him and do well. Jordan Henderson was the one who intercepted. Robertson was the other. Now Keita in the centre, still inside their own half incidentally here Liverpool. And Keita's ball was a little bit cumbersome, and it's been intercepted by Raheem Sterling, who's getting roundly booed by the the Liverpool fans. Back towards Sterling again on the far side. Gomez and Chiesa to meet him. Trying to tag team him here. Now he's run out of play, and ironic cheers, because there was boos for Sterling, and then there was a lot of cheers when he tripped up and the ball ran out of play. The ball's going to run out of play, I think. No, it's being kept in. Back to Alisson Becker. Well, 4 minutes of the first half to go, and it's been well, we haven't had too many clear-cut opportunities, but what we've seen of the game so far, it has been very cagey, and it's been very, very rip-roaring. Oh, just offside there against Mo Salah. It wasn't much in it. Some have argued there behind the linesman that Mo Salah looked level. Well, let's have a look at it again I'm having a look at it again in a minute or two on the television replay. Well, if they cut to a television replay, I don't think they are, but well, it's certainly been played. It's certainly been tense, it's certainly been gripping, but in terms of proper football and entertainment, it hasn't had too much of that. It's been a bitty sort of cagey game so far, but we'll stick with it. Hopefully the second half will be a better watch than the first, although the first half has been intriguing to watch for all sorts of different other reasons. But at the moment it's Liverpool 0, Manchester City 0, with 42 minutes now officially gone on the clock. And here's Walker to Stones, and now over to what was the far side, the left hand side of Manchester City, and it's Mendy now taking the ball and then giving it away back to Liverpool, and Henderson picks up possession midway inside his own half, plays it out towards the left hand side, and Manny can't dummy the defender, which indeed was Kyle Walker. And now Fernandinho taking possession, running about 10 yards over the halfway line. He trots and he finds Raheem Sterling being roundly booed again by those Liverpool fans, and still Raheem Sterling cuts in from the left hand side, gets some ironic cheers from the team that from the supporters he used to be cheered on by. Coming up towards the final couple of minutes of the first half, Liverpool 0, Manchester City 0 in the Premier League here on the JB Claret YouTube channel. Full audio commentary. That's a foul by Henderson, and a free kick to Manchester City about 45 yards from goal. Well, a bit clumsy there by the Liverpool captain. Bernardo was the man he tripped. City complaining that there should be a yellow card there for the Liverpool captain, but David Silva incidentally is wearing the City armband because Jensen Company is amongst the substitutes. Oh, well, it'd be an interesting moment now if they could, was one of these two teams to try and get a goal right on the stroke of half time here. Well, inside the last 70 seconds here of this first half, and well, City have a set piece. Well, we've got just over 60 seconds now in normal time of the first half left, and then it'll be down to the fourth official to add whatever necessary is as the free kick is taken towards the far side, and that's going to go out of play. Laporte was over on the far side there, perhaps furious with somebody. He's having a right go. It looks as if he's going towards Vincent Kompany's direction. City in fact have got a throw in, and of course when we finish it for half time we'll take a 10-minute break, and then as the ball is whipped in and it's away by Virgil van Dijk, and then after that break we'll have full second half coverage of the game, and then we'll be finished as soon as the final whistle goes at around about 7 o'clock tonight, as Mahrez wins the throw in here. Taken by Walker into Silva. Silva goes down, no foul. We've played 45 minutes, we're into stoppage time, and we're going to have, I can't see, 2 added minutes. That's what we're going to have, so 2 extra minutes still to go. And it's Robertson now, so another 120 seconds more to play before we do have our refreshments and half-time cup of teas and a couple of oranges for the players, I'm no doubt. Waiting for them in the dressing rooms as Mahrez or Robert Salah plays the ball in. Out comes Edison, very bravely out there as Firmino darted in to the left, to the right of the 6-yard box. Good play there from Salah, nice back flick, but just too strong a back flick, and Edison was able to come out and gather that, no trouble at all. Still 0-0 here, offside against Manchester City, free kick to Liverpool. We've got 1 minute of the 2 left here of this first half. 1 or 2 Liverpool fans going for some early refreshments. So the weather now that you could actually go and have a Bovril, proper footballing drink that is, from years gone by, a Bovril. I wonder if they still sell them at football grounds these days, but at the moment it's 0-0 here. It is top of the table clash. Winners would certainly go top outright, and here come Liverpool penalised. Joe Gomez. Liverpool fans again don't like 1 or 2 of referee Atkinson's decisions, and well, we've got 20 seconds of the stoppage time to go, and well, it has really been a frustrating first half in terms of goal mouth activity, but in all other areas of the pitch it's been quite an intriguing game full of talking points, but not in the way of goal mouth action. It's the first half almost now coming to a close. Referee Atkinson adds another 6 seconds onto the 2 that was already added, and look at Jurgen Klopp. I'm just seeing Jurgen Klopp running straight down the touchline. I'm sure he's wanting to get that team talk underway as soon as possible. So there we are, 0-0 at half time. A bitty sort of game. It's been very cagey at times, no quarter given. Both teams really have cancelled each other out in terms of goal mouth opportunities. The real chance that we've had so far came in about the 4th minute when Mo Salah had an opportunity, but apart from that, nothing really else to report. Bernardo was booked earlier on. He's the only one who's been in the book. There have been 1 or 2 flash points, but at the moment it's nothing to write home about yet. Let's hope the second half can pick up, and hopefully we can see some great, exciting goal mouth action in the second 45 minutes. So we're going to take a 10-12 minute break, and then we'll be back in that amount of time, well in time for the second half of Liverpool Manchester City. Half time then at Anfield in a very bitty and cagey game. Liverpool 0, Manchester City 0. Welcome back to the second half as we get underway at Anfield. No changes from either side. So here's a reminder of the teams: Alisson, Robertson, Van Dijk, Lovren. This is Liverpool's lineup: Gomez, Keita, who came on for Milner in the first half, Henderson, Ronaldo, Mane, Firmino and Salah. That's the Liverpool lineup. Remember, they've used a substitute. City with Edison, Walker, Stones, Laporte, Mendy, Silva, Fernandinho, Silva, that's David Silva, Riyad Mahrez, Sergio Aguero and Raheem Sterling. And they get to use a substitute, and it's Liverpool now attacking the cop end in the second half. Hopefully we'll be looking for a much better fare than what we saw in the first half earlier on. And the ball play forward there towards Firmino, keeps the ball alive, looks for Mo Salah, finds him. Now Gomez takes it up on the near side for Liverpool. 0-0, remember. And Marcus Bowman says hi, and Daniel Silva says City no part, I don't know, which is quite nice. So City supporter there. And at the moment it's 0-0 here in this huge game here. Winners will go to the top of the Premier League. City, as far as I can make out, have not won at Anfield in the league since December 1981, when they won 3-0, I think. And Liverpool were struggling at that time, but they rampaged in the second half of the season to win the league, just edging out to Ipswich Town in those days. And here's Salah now for Liverpool, trying to chip it up to Mane, and it might drop here, but it's going to come to Gomez. There's a raucous atmosphere around his famous old ground. And in fact there are two of the remaining three unbeaten teams in the league this season. The other one, of course, being Chelsea, who won today 3-0 against Southampton. One ball forward and it's going to be out of play. One of these two unbeaten records potentially could go. Liverpool's only defeat is coming in the Carabao Cup to Chelsea, when they were beaten here 2-1. At the moment Liverpool would have bigger fish to fry. They came back as if they were beaten at Chelsea last week, and then Danny Sturridge pulled a real rabbit out the hat to save a point for the men from Anfield at Stamford Bridge a week ago. And this week at the moment being held by a Manchester City side who haven't really shown anything as regards shots on target yet. Hopefully we'll have a much open second half. It has been rather bitty and has been rather cagey, but still, how many times have we seen a very dour first half, and then the second half just springs into life, and it just needs that one goal. And I think from a game point of view, from a neutral point of view, I certainly hope that Liverpool get it, because then it will test Manchester City's resolve, and they're dangerously trying to play out from the back here. Liverpool should be wising up and trying to close this avenue down, because if they keep playing it like that, City, Liverpool are going to have to wise up to it in a second or two, because they could potentially be gifted a goal scoring opportunity there. What point he's standing 10 yards off? If it was Ashley Barnes trying to do that, he'd be closing them down straight away. Still Manchester City coming forward, no foul there, so play on it is. Liverpool have possession. 4 minutes of the second half gone already, 0-0. And it's Lovren now to Gomez, back in field to Van Dijk or Ronaldo rather, turning, and now finding Henderson knocking it forward over towards the far side where Andy Robertson waits. Back in field to Henderson inside the centre circle, little chip forward now looking towards Mane, who takes it down, shoots, and it was deflected. Joe Gomez, in fact, had the shot. Hard to tell from our vantage point. And this is definitely Mendy now for Manchester City. 0-0. Liverpool have used one of their three substitutes, enforced for an injury from James Milner, and Keita came on and replaced him in that period in the second half. Still no goals. A little ball forward, and that's going to be Robertson's to get it back to Alisson Becker. 0-0 is the score line here at Anfield, and a raucous Anfield at that at the moment. It's been very interesting the way this first half panned out. No goals, no real chances in the game, but apart from that one at the start from Salah, apart from anything else, it's been rather dire and a bit bitty. But the second half now needs to spring into life. Referee's going to give a free kick to Liverpool. They've taken it quickly. Referee's allowed it. Henderson now plays it out towards the far side, and it's Gomez now on the right. Gomez ledges the cross in, looking for Salah. Didn't quite reach Mo Salah that time. Now Henderson takes the ball up, still midway inside the City half. Back to Gomez, back to Ronaldo. Gomez is 3 on that right hand side if Ronaldo decides to play it in. Eventually Salah does, and he's found Gomez now. Little ball towards the far side, but it's going to drop here to Kyle Walker, and Kyle Walker can just belt this away, no problem at all, although he has his team a throw in. 51 and a quarter minutes gone in this second half at Anfield. 0-0 here between Liverpool and Manchester City. And City again taking their royal time with this throw in. Liverpool win possession back. It's Lovren on halfway. Finds Gigi Ronaldo. Gini Ronaldo does well. Gets the ball back a second time. Now Gomez has it now for Liverpool. Gomez back inside it goes. And we're still awaiting the first goal. Bated breath here at Anfield. Is it going to come this afternoon? The final game of the weekend. It's in a big game as well. Here's a chance now inside the penalty area. But again, 2 City defenders converged on Firmino there. Denied him any real crazy space. And there's a chance here now. Firmino's in there. So too was Salah. The cross came in from the left hand side. Gomez will keep it alive on the right hand flank. Low cross in there. Well, he was off balance when he crossed it. Here comes Henderson now. Henderson driving. But the first touch was rather heavy, and then it's rebounded off the near side corner flag at the top end and out for a goal kick. But the Liverpool supporters are actually responding to the team's efforts out there on the field. Good to see. The onus certainly is on Liverpool, because they're the home team, and their fans will demand that they try and score here. City parking the bus a little bit here. Not often you say that. Oh dear me, Ederson almost with an aberration. He hit it straight at the Liverpool player, and he was lucky that the angle was too acute for the Liverpool player to get the blocking and for it to hit the target. But maybe Pep Guardiola needs to cut out this play out from the back tactic, because it's going to cause trouble here. It's going to cause a pack of trouble. Liverpool now starting the first half as if they started the second half, started as if they started the first. And here's Firmino, ball back here, chance inside the area. Liverpool trying to converge on it. There's 3 or 4 players. Henderson's there, and it was blocked away. And City there with some desperate defending, and they get away with it in the end. And a little chase on here, and Lovren gets it back to Alisson with Aguero now steaming down his neck. Wow. The 10th second half here, and City now growing possession. Give them a little bit more confidence here. Real problems at the start of the second half for Man City. They got some respite. Foul on the captain, David Silva. Free kick to the men from the blue half of Manchester. Well, this really has been an intriguing second half thus far, but now this really is backs against the wall job now. The shit comes in towards the edge of the penalty area, flick back again, comes out here to Bernardo. Still a chance here for City on the far side if they can get the ball into the area. It's Riyad Mahrez. Morris skims away from his man really well. Morris trying to pull the ball back across the pace. In the end he fell flat on his face and it came away again. Still 0-0 in this intriguing encounter here at Anfield. And a raucous Anfield this now. This can't be a 0-0 show me. Give me a goal, JB. JB live. I'm trying desperately to give you a goal, but unfortunately the 22 players are not giving me a goal, and it's not pretty at the moment, I have to be honest. It has really been so bitty, and now the referee's got his notepad out. A yellow card given to Sergio Aguero, in fact. Let's see what happened here. It's Jordan Henderson involved here, and Aguero's very late into the tackle, and well, I think Henderson makes a little bit more of it than it needed to be, but it was a yellow card offence. A free kick to Liverpool, and Aguero now becomes the second recipient of a booking. Pep is not happy about it. We are trying to get a goal here, but the way this game is being played, absolutely anonymous. It's such a tough game at the top of the table with so much passion, so much pride at stake. You would not believe. It is all kicking off here, but we haven't had too much in the way of goal mouth activity. Surely a goal's got to come in this second half. 0-0. Henderson to Wijnaldum, back to Van Dijk. Lovren offers support to the right of him. Now then, he finds Wijnaldum to get the ball forward. He's gone back towards Alisson Becker. Liverpool 0, Man City 0 in the Premier League. The final game of the weekend. Yesterday we brought you 7 goals live on the YouTube channel, 2 at Turf Moor and another 5 at Old Trafford. But at the moment, nothing at the moment to bring you at Anfield, because at the moment these two teams at the moment are cancelling each other out in this very tense but gripping affair. Here's Silva now pinching it away from Van Dijk. Plays the ball in field, and it's Fernandinho takes it up midway inside the Liverpool half, tries a shot from 30 yards, and well, he scuffed it well wide into the Anfield Road end with his right foot, and he got some massive cheers for 50,000 Liverpool supporters who absolutely loved it. Credit to both defences, absolutely nice. No one's losing their nerve yet. Yeah, indeed. But at the moment, sure, there has to be a breakthrough in this game. Here's Lovren now for Liverpool. 0-0. And it's Van Dijk now. And now Andy Robertson. That's been an absolute steal, as our United supporting friend said. 11 million quid. I'm surprised Mourinho didn't look at him as a viable left back option for Manchester United. I think he'd have done well there at Old Trafford, but he's at Liverpool now and enjoying the fruits of his labours. And it was a very astute signing from Jurgen Klopp. Silva has possession. Mendy now on the left hand side. The first time cross is not a bad one, and in fact Liverpool conceded quite a cheap corner there. Andy Robertson could have let that go. It could have been a throw-in to Liverpool, but instead he's knocked it out, possibly from a needless corner there to Manchester City. Laporte and Stones both forward from the back, and it's going to be whipped in here by Raheem Sterling, hence the boos. And he's getting the purge from 52,000 baying Liverpool supporters who used to cheer his name back in the day. So Raheem Sterling will take the corner. And in comes the corner towards the far side. Header one inside the area, but Liverpool hook it out. In fact, Liverpool got a free kick, and Manchester City don't like it. It was an infringement, and Pep is not happy. Although they think it might be a penalty. Let's have a look at it again on replay. Fernandinho going in there. Oh, I'm not sure. I think it's a foul there on Virgil van Dijk, if anything else. I think the referee's got that spot on. I really do. I think I don't think Pep's got a case to answer on that particular incident. Coming up towards an hour played here at Anfield. Still very bitty, still very cagey, still very tense and tight affair this one. Liverpool 0, Manchester City 0 with an hour played. City about to make a make their first substitution. It needs something. It needs some fresh pace and some fresh injection there. As City go charging forward. David Silva now looking to get Aguero in behind. Aguero's inside the penalty area. Aguero shoots and he shoots wide. What an opportunity there for the Argentinian. Big opportunity that for Manchester City. Silva laying the ball in. And there he goes forward. Angle was tight, and in fact it wasn't Aguero, it was Riyad Mahrez. Riyad Mahrez had darted in there, and in fact it was Mahrez who shot there. I'm glad that went wide because it saved me a little bit of an embarrassment there, because I felt it was Aguero because it's his type of running, and it was Mahrez who cut in from the left hand side. He turned there, and that was the first genuine chance of the game. So I'm pleased in a way that went wide because it saved me a little bit of an embarrassment. On a place maybe, I'm glad it's not on TalkSport because it would have been on Clips of the Week. And here comes Fernandinho with the cross, but then cut out. And now City now having a bit of play, and it's Mahrez again. Mahrez has another shot, and this time at the near post, Alisson Becker gathers it in. And now this game is starting to open out a little bit now. City have had a couple of interesting chances, both falling to the former Leicester man Mahrez, and not Sergio Aguero as I initially thought, because he made a similar. It was a real typical type of Sergio Aguero run that Mahrez made. Now here come Liverpool now looking to hit back themselves. We've had 7 shots in the whole game and we've had the 1 on target so far, and this is Gomez now for Liverpool. Salah inside the area, Salah shoots and he tries to curl it in rather cutely, but it was never going in any of the corners, and it was easy for Ederson to pluck it out the sky, as Chris Markman would say, and City survive. Mo Salah trying to dink it with his left foot, and in the end nothing came of it in the end, so still 0-0. I think that's a prediction, the 1-1 bit, so there's no spoilers in this one, I don't think. I just think he's predicting it's a 1-1 scoreline. At the moment as things stands, Chelsea will still be top, I think, although I'd have to check that at full time. But well, we're inside the last half an hour here, and it has been quite a second half, I can tell you. Cut out once again now then. Chance here for Wijnaldum to take possession. Finds Joe Gomez on the near side. City about to make a change. Oh, looks as if there was a shirt pull there on Mo Salah, and the referee has to pull that back, surely. And there has to be a yellow card here because it was a clear shirt tug. A yellow card, the third of the game for a Manchester City player. We had Bernardo Silva earlier on in the first half. We also had Sergio Aguero at the start of the second half, and it looks to me as if the third player is, I can't tell who it is, it's Mendy's the third recipient of a yellow card. All Man City players getting booked. I don't think that we've had one yellow card yet for the Liverpool team, and it's Mo Salah with a free kick, right hand side. 25 maybe more from goal here. Henderson is over it, could be the left foot, it could be a dink with the right foot. Salah can certainly hit them with the left. He's the two-man committee. Henderson will have the casting call because he's the captain. Will it be a curler here from? Well, it's going to be a curler either way. It's a decoy run. The ball played in towards the penalty area. Wasn't the best free kick in the world. Shot back in again, this time by Gomez, and it ricochets away, and City can break down the far side here. This really is an open game now. It's starting to speak. It's a little bit stretched now, this game, as Mahrez makes the break. There's no foul. Martin Atkinson telling Mahrez to get up on his feet. And a throw in now to Liverpool on halfway line. In fact, it was Kyle Walker, sorry. We're going to see a substitution. And that's an interesting change. No goal for Sergio Aguero today. That's an interesting substitution by Manchester City. Although he's getting a good reception from the City faithful who have travelled along the M62 to Merseyside today, as the as Aguero now comes off the field, and he's walking off and getting a good reception from the City supporters, but not so from the Liverpool fans, who would rather have him off the pitch a bit more sooner than they would like him to come off. And it's Gabriel Jesus, or Jesus, I think it's how you pronounce it. I thought it was Jesus, but it's Jesus. So he's on now for Manchester City. It might just be the injection of fresh legs that this game badly needs. No. It is a tight and tense affair, this. Liverpool 0, Man City 0. Premier League on the JB Clark YouTube channel. Lovren now looking for Gomez. In fact, he found Ronaldo. Gomez has continued his run down the right, and Gomez will go past Mendy, who's now on a yellow. Oh, Mendy brought him down. Fernandinho rather brought him down. And I thought for a moment the referee was looking for his back pocket then. I thought he was going to brandish another yellow card, but in fact he went for his spray, his vanishing spray. No doubt it was a professional foul. No yellow card though. For a moment it might have been Mendy, who's of course carrying a yellow card, but it wasn't. And it's Henderson and Salah again, the two-man committee. It's more suited for a cross. It's a free kick right on the right hand side, almost in line with the edge of the area. Salah backs it in towards the far post, but everyone completely missed it, including the goalkeeper Ederson, who knew it was going behind, and City again survive, and it's a free goal kick to the man from Manchester. 66 minutes, 66 and 3/4 minutes gone in this game. We've had just over 21 minutes and 22 minutes of the second half, and it's still Liverpool 0, Manchester City 0, and we're inside the last 25 minutes of the match. One goal could settle it now, and it's the ball is long towards Salah. Firmino tries to chase after the loose ball. Bernardo wins the ball instead, and Bernardo now drifting out on the ball to the far side, and Jesus is offside. Looking to get his first touch of the game, but the linesman was quite right to flag up. He just did look a yard or two offside there. And it's going to be a grandstand finish now. It's not been the prettiest game to enjoy, but hopefully we'll see some interesting goalmouth activity towards the end of this interesting game. Still 0-0, and here's a little chip forward towards Mo Salah, headed away there by Manchester City. It was John Stones in fact getting it away, and now here's Van Dijk, picks out Andy Robertson now on the left hand side. Now the ball in field, Ronaldo chipping it forward, and a chance here for Liverpool. Robertson had continued his run down the left hand channel there, down the far side as we look. Remember, Liverpool, just to remind you, attacking the cup end, and this is David Silva now for Man City. Riyad Mahrez, Jesus is waiting in the middle. This is Mahrez, and the ball deflects, and it's a corner. I don't wager, I don't bet. In fact, it's not a corner, it's a goal kick. I'm not a betting man. I don't endorse massive gambling. If you're going to gamble, gamble responsibly. Here's Mo Salah inside the penalty area, and he shanks it over with his left ankle. In fact, I think he got a deflection. It is a corner. I thought he shanked it over, and in fact it was just one goal kick, and it caught City out here, and that Salah run was well picked out there, and City there had all sorts of trouble there in defence. And well, Jurgen Klopp he has to have pulled the ball though over the top. It was a magnificent ball. In fact, it is a goal kick incidentally. I thought it did deflect, but he must have shanked it into the cop anyway. Silva now for Fernandinho. Still 0-0. We're coming up towards the last 20 minutes of this contest, and really balanced. It could go one way or the other. Here's Jesus. He's just now plenty of pace, fresh legs from the bench, but well stopped there. Mo Salah now taking possession, and surely was fouled from behind there by David Silva. Free kick to Liverpool midway inside their own half. It is really, really tough to call here, but Ronaldo stunning his ground. I don't think Jesus was going to get through and win a penalty in a month for Sundays there. Liverpool 0, Manchester City 0 here in the Premier League. Yesterday we saw Burnley limp to a 1-1 draw, and I mean limp. It was really a really diabolical second half display from the Clarets, and then there was the dramatic game, the game of the weekend at the moment in terms of goalmouth excitement. Newcastle, remember, were 2-0 up inside 20 minutes, and then they came back. Then Manchester United came back to win the game. So it was a terrific performance. So still 0-0 here as Laporte gets it back to Ederson inside his own 6-yard area. And given away, is it? Oof, that was a risky ball for City to play. It is a Liverpool throw-in on the right-hand side, 20 yards inside the City half of the field. Less than 20 minutes remaining of this tense and tight game at Anfield. A raucous Anfield, 0-0. Ball favours Manny, and now Robertson. Robertson now with an opportunity here. Manny down the left-hand side of the penalty area. Manny, he goes down. No penalty. I don't think it was going to be a penalty. I think the ball was one cleanly amongst that little lot, and it's back with Virgil van Dijk now, 15 yards inside his own half, and then goes back to his own penalty area, and Alisson Becker. 0-0 still in this tight, tense game, and it's Gomez just getting ahead of Sterling, beating Sterling to the punch, but he loses the ball. The ball is there to be intercepted, and it's David Silva who plays a very strange pass towards the far side, which goes utterly out of play. Liverpool are about to make their second substitution. It's Roberto Firmino about to come on, and number 15 Daniel Sturridge, who's fantastic long range strike, got Liverpool out of jail at Stamford Bridge a week ago, looks to try and come on and try and do it. 3 goals in his last 4 appearances. Of course, the goal he also got a fantastic goal against Paris Saint-Germain in the Champions League game 2 or 3 weeks ago, and a real cauldron of an atmosphere that night at Anfield, in an absolute classic it was. And but there's going to be, I think, 1 goal now at this stage of the game is going to be vital. City looking for their first league victory on this ground since December 1981, and it's Mendy playing the ball in towards the penalty area. Jesus trying to hold it up, but he couldn't, and now he is Gomez to bring it away from Liverpool. 0-0 is the score here. Nothing like the 4-3 classic we had last year. It's been rather bitty, it's been rather cagey, it's been rather players throwing themselves to the ground a little bit. Too many fouls been given. I don't think the referee's done too good in terms of trying to let the game flow and trying to let the game breathe. But still no goals, and but surely there has to be a big chance inside the last 20 minutes. The last 17 minutes for stoppage time. Salah trying to play the ball in. It might still break to Marnie on the far side. And City now playing chicken again on the edge of their own area. Marnie was almost on the scene again. Also Henderson was close at hand, but he's lost it now to David Silva, and it's 3-on-3 here, and it's Mahrez as well. Jesus is there, and Sterling was waiting in the centre. But a good tackle there. Liverpool managed to get 3 or 4 bodies back, and it was sufficient enough. And now Sturridge has it in the centre circle, holds it up, and now Henderson has it. Can Liverpool perform something? The crowd are with Liverpool at the moment. They're trying to push Liverpool on towards what could be an important victory if they could get a goal here. Sturridge charged away. City still defending rather manfully, so are Liverpool. Both teams not giving an inch or two on the other, and this really is going to be a real battle of nutrition as City come charging through the centre. Sterling has it out on the left hand side. Good ball in there, and a ball back across, and oh, that was dangerous. Still might come here. Mahrez shoots. Mahrez side netting. Mahrez shot from the left hand side, and I think Alisson Becker got a touch on that. There was the chance we were talking about. There was the ball in. It was Bernardo with the cross, came to Mahrez. Mahrez shot, and Alisson at the near post did absolutely superbly well through the legs of Robertson, which made it very, very difficult for Alisson to get down and make the save, and Leroy Sané is going to come on. And the boos are for the man who's being substituted, Raheem Sterling. Quarter of an hour left to play. Just to remind you of all the other scorelines if you joined us late. Fulham 1, Arsenal 5 was the noon kickoff at Craven Cottage. And then in the second of the three games we saw, well, you may have said Southampton beaten to a pulp by Chelsea. The current leaders, as that corner comes in again. It was a good corner, but now here comes Mo Salah again for Liverpool. So Liverpool have used 2 subs. City have also used, I think, now a 3rd substitute. They took off to take off James Milner, you may remember, in the first half. Just to remember, joining you late, if you weren't, it was James Milner. It was Liverpool who made the change, incidentally, not City. Sorry, I do apologise. But it's 0-0. Arsenal winning 5-1 at Craven Cottage, and Chelsea winning 3-0 at Southampton. But at the moment in this game, 1 goal will be enough here for one of these 2 teams to take 3 points. And if it does tend to be a win for either of those 2 teams, 1 unbeaten record will go today. If it does end a scoreless draw, they still keep their unbeaten records in the league terms, that is. Only Liverpool have only suffered 1 defeat all season. That was to Chelsea in the Carabao Cup competition. Here's Jesus. He's got away down the byline from the left hand side. He goes down. The referee has a look and he says corner. City won a penalty, but I don't think Atkinson, the referee, is in any mood to give anything today. He just turns away from Gomez, then faces up to Lovren. Well, I'm not sure. Did he push him over? Well, I'm not sure about it, to be honest with you. I think he's just made a little bit more than it needed to be. Silva now into Sané, who's onside. Sané trying to pull the ball back. And now Jesus again trying to cut in again from the right hand side, and then him and Lovren having another battle royal, which this time again he just comes off the worst off, and in fact he's fouled Lovren, and it's a free kick to Liverpool with 13 minutes to go. Now, is this I'm just looking again on the replay. Is this a penalty, or was it just a question of Lovren standing his ground? I think he goes down a bit too easily. Lovren puts his arm out, but I think he could have got out the way there. Sané, Jesus. As the kick is taken by Alisson Becker. Still 1-0. Sorry, 0-0. I'm trying to think of a ghost goal here to try and liven this commentary up. Unfortunately, we can't dictate what's happening out on the field at the moment, so we'd love to bring you a live goal before this afternoon is out. Maybe we'll get it. But here's Gomez now for Liverpool. Back to Lovren. I tell you, when we select these live games, you pay your money, it takes your choice. Here goes Joe Gomez. What a good inspired run down the left hand side, and a good ball in, and a header won by Sturridge inside the penalty area, just by the penalty spot. Just didn't generate any power in it, and in the end the ball went straight. Was a straightforward take there for Edison in the City goal. It remains 0-0, but we've had a few more chances in this second half, which in a way has livened it up a little bit more, but still we don't have any change in scores. Instead, we're still at 0-0 in a game that really has, well, shall I say, it's ebbed and flowed a little bit more in the second half. Not too much by any stretch, but we've had a few good opportunities. But at the moment, it's not been the classic that we all thought it would be. But this is Jesus, but he's lost it again. Good tackle there, and Lovren stood his ground very, very well. Infield again to Keita. Now Gomez. Now Virgil van Dijk. Coming up towards 11 minutes for stoppage time. And I think it's going to be decided in that amount of time now, this game. As Lovren takes possession. Still deep inside Liverpool half. Or Liverpool's half, I should say. And it's now over to the halfway line. And it's Ronaldo now just holding the ball up. Now Van Dijk across towards Lovren. Lovren now takes a touch, trots casually towards the halfway line, plays it into Salah, deep inside City's territory, out towards the far side. Can it be kept in by Robertson? The answer is yes. He gets the ball across, but it's gone flying out of play to the cup end, and a goal kick to Manchester City with just over 10 minutes of the match plus any injury time to go. Liverpool 0, Manchester City 0 is the scoreline at Anfield in this final Premier League fixture of the weekend. And our third live match of the weekend, and we'll be taking a 2-week break. We'll be taking a week off next week, and then back again in 2 weeks' time with games involving Manchester City, Burnley, Huddersfield and Liverpool. All teams that we've already covered this weekend, and they'll be live for you on the Saturday, and we'll hopefully have a Sunday match for you to enjoy as well within that time frame. But at the moment it's 0-0. It has not been a classic by any stretch of the imagination, but it's still evenly poised. It's still a evenly balanced contest. One goal could decide it all. This is Silva down the left hand side in towards Sane. Sane was tackled there by Lovren. It is a Manchester City corner. We've played 81 minutes of the match, 9 to play plus stoppage time. That's minutes. So a chance now for City now to try and strike a crucial blow in this game. In fact, it's a throw-in. Sorry, Mendy now back to Jesus, and now back to Mendy, and now Silva. Left-hand side, the game is being played at the moment, or the ball's in play, but there's an offside flag against Jesus, and a free kick to Liverpool, which will give the home side a little bit of respite as we're now going to the closing stages of this heavyweight contest. If you like, in boxing terms, it is a battle of two huge Premier League heavyweights, but yet to yield a goal in this very, very late game. Kicked off at 4:30. Remember, we're now into the evening time, and we're at 6:10 in the evening here on a Sunday night. One ball forward here, and it's going to be cut out again. Well, it's been an interesting match to describe and bring to you, but at the moment nothing to choose between the two teams at the moment, but one moment of pure genius could decide it. Joe Gomez to take the throw in on the halfway line for Liverpool on the near side, right beneath right in front of Messrs Klopp and Guardiola. Van Dijk took a risk, but he managed to get it back to Alisson Becker. Now Andy Robertson receives the ball from the Liverpool keeper on the left hand side, goes back in field to Virgil van Dijk, still in the Liverpool half of the field. Jordan Henderson takes possession, has to pirouette and turn nearly 180 degrees. Lewis Hamilton, incidentally, in the Japanese Grand Prix, won today. Vettel finished 6th, his championship rival. So if he wins the next race in America, and it's a Mercedes 1-2, then Lewis Hamilton will win a 5th World Drivers' Championship. Meanwhile, back in the football, we've got a Liverpool player stricken. The referee's gonna have to stop it. It's Sadio Mane down there on the field, on the floor, and he ran into Fernandinho, who completely wiped him out there. I have to say, I'm surprised that Mr. Atkinson shouldn't have given a free kick there to Liverpool. And Fernandinho, very, very lucky to get away with that, because if the referee sees that, that's a free kick to Liverpool in my book. It really is. Thankfully Mane's okay, and he's able to carry on. And now the ball back to Alisson Becker. 0-0 it is the score. We're now heading towards 84 minutes, 6 minutes plus any stoppage time now. Are we in for a very late dramatic finish here at Anfield? That's surely a foul on Mo Salah, but nothing given by the referee. And here goes Silva now for Manchester City, and Sane's in behind. It's Leroy Sané. He goes down. The referee gives a penalty to Manchester City with 6 minutes to go. Leroy Sané, the man fouled, and Manchester City, who haven't won on this ground in the league since December 1981, have a penalty and a chance to eradicate the history books. Sané goes forward, Van Dijk in, gets none of the ball, gets something of the man. Definite penalty to Manchester City, and I don't think there's much doubt about it. Mr. Atkinson has got this spot on. Oh, did he get a touch of the ball? I'm just studying that very, very closely. I thought it may have been, but it's a penalty. The Liverpool fans don't like it, but, well, absolutely anonymous. Thinks it's a penalty. Riyad Mahrez is going to take the penalty. And what a big moment in his Manchester City career. It's a short career so far. Has scored 2 penalties this season and has missed 3 in his last 5, both for Leicester and Man City respectively. It's going to be the left footer, comes up, strikes it, and he's hit it over the crossbar! Unbelievable! Unbelievable! Is anyone destined to score today? The Liverpool fans celebrate as if they've just scored a goal themselves. Alisson's dancing has put him off. He did guess right, actually, and I think he might have saved it anyway if he had been on target. But that was an awful penalty. Got too much underneath it, and it went ballooning over the bar into the Anfield Road end. It might have even got the top tier as Liverpool go forward at the other end now. What a last 4 minutes with ourselves here, but still, amazingly, no goals. Dear me. Well, it looks as if City were going to win the game. I don't think they're destined to win their first league match here since December 81. Do you? And Riyad Mahrez had the chance to rewrite the history books then from a Man City viewpoint, but he couldn't take the chance. 3.5 minutes to go. If only Sergio Aguero had been on the field, he would have buried that, I think. Oh my goodness me. We might have not had a goal, but we've had drama in this second half. We still might have drama. This is Andy Robertson now for Liverpool. This is a fantastic finish. Virgil van Dijk takes charge. Plays it across now to Lovren. Liverpool now trying to lay siege to the Manchester City goal. One goal could decide it all now. Here's Ronaldo on the right hand side rather. Ronaldo back to Lovren. Chance here to tee up a cross, and it's in there towards Mo Salah. Couldn't take the ball down. Are we destined to not have a goal in this intriguing heavyweight contest? Here's Henderson picking the ball up, driving forward towards the edge of the area, plays the cross in there. But again, City had more than enough bodies back to knock it out. It's a tense finish to this game, it really has been. Robertson down the near side, back inside again. Surely there must be a goal in this somewhere for somebody. That's surely a foul there. And it's not for Liverpool, it's Manchester City's ball. And the Liverpool fans are incensed. We're going to see that penalty miss once again. Well, I think Jesus wanted the penalty, then Mahrez decided he wanted it. Well, maybe they should have... Well, Jesus should have been a bit strong-minded, and I don't think Jesus will be sending a Christmas card to Riyad Mahrez anytime soon. Do you? Well, inside the last couple of minutes plus any time added on for stoppages. And of course, Chelsea Man United is coming up as well, October the 20th. That's a big game as well, and it's all right. The latest chapter of Mourinho's reign. 2 minutes left of the action left, and well, it's been one of those games where it's just hasn't been destined for a goal. Are we going to get one towards the end? We're now into the final minute of normal time, and then the fourth official will then decree how long will be on after that, and another foul there. Manchester City, I think, have got the decision. Yellow card shown to Gini Wijnaldum, and Gini Wijnaldum, I think he's the first Liverpool recipient of a booking. The rest of the ball been to, I think, 3 Manchester City players. We've got 30 seconds of normal time to go here, and it's kicked off big style in the last sort of 10 minutes or so. It really has. Jorginho Ronaldo in the book. Ederson with the free kick. Up towards Sane, can't keep it in play. Deep inside the Liverpool half. And Liverpool have a throw in, and now we're going to have, and the fourth official poised on the near touch line with his board, and we'll find out in a second how long it's going to be. The ball is leading by Hughes to Sane. We're just going to have 3 minutes at the end, and we're hoping for 4 or 5 actually to increase the tension figures around this ground, but the fourth officials just spoiled it a little bit there, the entertainment side of things. So 3 other minutes at the end of the game, and what a game it has been. But for a 0-0, certainly the second half has been a lot more lively than the first. Are we destined for a 0-0 draw here live on the JB Clark YouTube channel? We had goals in most of the games that we've covered, not too many 0-0s, but are we destined for one here today? It's Ronaldo now for Liverpool, rather, former Newcastle man. Surely there's got to be a goal somewhere in these 3 minutes. Is it going to be Liverpool now on the break with Robertson down the left hand side? Robertson does well, back in field once again. Ronaldo 30 yards from goal, might have thought about a shot. Feeds Joe Gomez. This cross needs to be inch perfect in towards the penalty area. City managed to get enough bodies back in the side of the penalty area in the darker blue shirts. It's a Liverpool throw in. The men all in red have a throw in right by the near corner quadrant. We've played 1 minute and 13 of the 3. We had a mammoth 8 minutes in my last commentary yesterday. The cop bites its nails, holds its breath. Gomez with a long throw in. The goalkeeper a little bit off limits, but it was headed back, and Gomez will have a second chance to get the ball into the penalty area. Again, good defending there by the City rear guard. Back to Harrison, who we relieved his clean sheet has been kept intact. 75 seconds remaining of the match. Liverpool 0, Manchester City 0. Is there one last chance? 70 seconds to go. Is there one last chance of the game left? Sure, there has to be one last chance here at Anfield. Is it going to drop for Liverpool? We're inside the final minute, and Alisson needs to get on with it very quickly. The Liverpool fans urging him to get on with it. The ball is still in play over on the far side. It's a foul, free kick. Liverpool fans furious with the decision by Martin Atkinson. And it's not been a classic. The Liverpool fans, I think, have seen enough and now are straight away heading for the exits. But one thing is for certain, that both teams will, now at this rate, will keep their unbeaten record. City taking an age over this free kick. The Liverpool fans again don't like it, and it's been a real frustrating theme of the whole game as the Ederson comes in with a free kick. But City had the chance with 5 minutes to go. It was Riyad Mahrez who took the penalty, and you could tell what Gabriel Jesus thought of it. We've had the 3 minutes and we're still playing on. Maybe just time for the kick from Alisson Becker, and then that might be it from for this game anyway. Might be your lot here, and that is your lot. It's the full-time whistle, and it's finished goalless. It's finished goalless here at Anfield. Manchester City and Chelsea and Liverpool all joint top. City ahead now on goal difference. They are leaders by goal difference. They have a plus 18 goal difference to Chelsea's plus 13, and to Liverpool's plus 12. Then come Arsenal in fourth, and Tottenham completing the top 5. That's the table as it stands. But Riyad Mahrez had the opportunity to win the game right at the end, the last knock-ins, but his penalty was blazed into the Anfield Road end. It was, in truth, not a classic. It was very bitty, very, very cagey. Referee Martin Atkinson, I think, tried to blow it up a little bit too much for my liking, but real frustration. And both teams, though, still keep their unbeaten record, and Chelsea kept theirs by winning at Southampton the other day by 3-0. So that is the story then at Anfield in the big game here. Jurgen Klopp shaking hands with the officials, but there we are. There we are. It's all over. This was the big chance. Sane definitely taken out by Virgil van Dijk. Definite penalty. Martin Atkinson made no mistake about that. He had no hesitation in blowing up and pointing to the spot. It was a risky challenge for Virgil van Dijk to put in. A definite penalty, but now Mahrez, who has missed 3 out of his 5 previous penalties, blazed it over the bar, and in the end, Anfield, I'm sure Liverpool will be relieved by that, but they didn't really play their fluent best. City really didn't allow them to, in truth. And as the fans stream out here at Anfield, it's finished 0-0. So that brings us to the end of our programme, and for a couple of weeks at least of live commentary games. We'll be back in 2 weeks' time with Manchester City. We'll be back at the Etihad to face my team Burnley, and that'll be a 3 o'clock kick-off with me, and then Chris Whiteman will be the fox in the box in the fox in the box at the John Smith Stadium for the late game as Huddersfield take on Liverpool in the 5:30 kick-off. I hope you can join us both for that. We'll be back, as I say, in 2 weeks' time. We've got the international break coming up, so we're going to have a little break as well on the JB Clark YouTube channel. I hope you've enjoyed our coverage today. Sorry we couldn't bring you a goal, but unfortunately the way the two teams were going about it, I don't think it was much of a surprise. But it's finished here. Liverpool 0, Manchester City 0, and it's now a 3-way split at the top of the table between Man City, who will lead on goal difference, Chelsea in second with a slightly better goal difference than Liverpool, and Liverpool obviously third. I hope you enjoyed it. Sorry we couldn't bring you a goal. It's finished 0-0 at Anfield. From me, JB, see you in a couple of weeks' time. Till then, bye bye.